I think what we showed there today was brilliant. The defensive efforts that we put in was outstanding by the boys, and that's what it should be every week. So it's a bit frustrating we weren't able to do that week in, week out in this campaign. But I think the boys showed passion, they showed how brave that we are, and coming to the Aviva and playing Ireland when they've got the title on the line, and the performance we put in was outstanding. There are areas today that we need to work on and need to get better at. There are a couple of loose offloads and a couple of first phase tries from that tap and the line out on our ball. So that's tough to take when it's potentially our doing. But I think on a whole, I think I'm really proud of the boys.
It was a great defensive effort, as you say. You break down the attack for us. Obviously, spent a lot of time defending, but you couldn't seem to get any sort of attacking flow.
Yeah, I think the way they defend, they want you to try and go wide, and they'll get across that in a kind of drift defence. So potentially when we look back at it, we maybe need to be more direct. But I think at times we did break through them in the second half when we went sort of pick and go and probably tighter around it up with the forwards and then the backs picking and going. That's what got us to a few line breaks. Hugh Jones obviously scored off a broken tackle by going direct, and maybe we could have done that in the first half. I'm not sure. But I think it's a positive that we managed to break down an Irish defence, and we did create chances. It was a couple of loose offloads in the second half, and we had good territory, good field position that allowed them to, I suppose, sort of get out of jail. But yeah, I think attacking wise, in the pitch it's hard to kind of assess and review as you go, but it's something I'll look back on, and when we meet up again that we'll get better from.
Ireland force you into a lot of errors, the pressure they put you under, but there's a frustration, the unforced errors, the drop balls that didn't need to be dropped, I suppose.
Yeah, they forced us into a few errors. I think it's more us. There's a couple of passes to ground and, like I say, a couple of loose offloads. We kind of allowed them easy access into the game. I put a restart out in the full, which gave them full position on the halfway, which they then kept to touch, and they had a line out in R22. So that's on me, and I think that's kind of how the campaign's been. It's sort of soft mistakes or turnovers that's allowed teams access into the game and allowed them to build momentum. So going forward from this, we have to learn off the back of a tough campaign and get better from it.
Do you think this team is progressing or regressing?
I think today we are progressing. I think that mentality we had today and the cohesiveness, especially on defence, was brilliant today. But I think throughout the campaign we need to get mentally stronger. We need to get better and put in performances week in, week out, and 80-minute performances like that. I think we've had spells in this competition that we've been brilliant, but at the same time we've had spells where we've allowed teams to get the front foot and get momentum. So I think we are progressing, and it's tough only winning 2 games and saying we're progressing, but I think this campaign will make us better come the summer and then November and then the next season, Six Nations. I think, from my personal opinion, I think mentally we need to get a lot better and not drift at moments in the game. We need to be in every moment of the game, and that's a big work on for us. And today I think we were there for probably 90% of the game, just a couple of moments that allowed Ireland into it, and playing the best team in the world, you can't do that over here.
These mental drifts, do you think that is this a recent phenomenon, or do you think this has been in this team for quite a while now?
I wouldn't say. I'd say for every sports team it probably happens. Every individual sportsman or woman and team it will happen. And I think we are growing, and today that kind of showed that yes, we had a couple of moments where there might have been mistakes or not the right choice, but we got back off the back of it and we bounced back into the game. When you have these moments when you drift, I think the most important thing is getting back into the moment, and we were able to do that today. So, let's take my kick-off for example, that I've not hit that as well as I should, obviously. We gave a penalty at the scrum, then the line out, we managed to hold them out there. So that shows how quick we were able to snap back out of it, which is a positive for us, and moving forward we need to keep that mentality. And I think, like I said, that happens in every part of sport, that you're going to have mental moments that it's tough, and as a team sport we need to make sure we're looking out for the guys around us, and we need to get them back in as quick as possible, which I think today we did really well for a large part of it.
Then you had another man outside of you guys saying in Stafford. How do you think he went on his first Six Nations games? I thought Staff was brilliant today. He put their defence under pressure, and defence was really good. So I thought he was brilliant. I think the first half especially, he sort of shrugged off. I think it was maybe Robbie or Bundy, I can't remember, made that line break, and I think that really got him into the game. And
he's been brilliant in training for us this campaign, and I think he really took his chance today.
He's someone who seems to bring that kind of mentality that you're talking about as well. He's a real competitor.
Yeah, he definitely is. I've not played with him that much, obviously, with him being at Glasgow, me being away. But I think in training for most of this competition, I've been the other side of the pitch from him. But in training, he brings that competitiveness, and I think today he was outstanding.
In a brilliant game, you certainly made Ireland work for their win tonight. Overall, what have you made of this Irish side?
I think they're brilliant. I think they're probably the best team in the world. Majority of them probably come from Leinster, so they're so well aligned. It makes it tough to kind of break them down or find weaknesses within their team. However, coming to the Viva when they've got everything on the line and us playing that performance, and we had probably chances that we maybe could have won the game if we hadn't have, allowed a couple of soft tries. We could have won the game. I'm not sure, but I think they're the best team in the world, and this is probably the hardest place to come in rugby to get a victory.
And Peter O'Mahony, the Irish captain, it may or may not be his last game in an Irish shirt. What has it been like to face him over the years?
I've played him a good few times, obviously, with Glasgow against Munster, and then with Scotland and Ireland. He's sort of a talisman for them. They've had players like that before, with Johnny O'Driscoll, and he's the man just now. So he's a brilliant player, and he's well deserved of this tournament.
Gregor, it was obviously an immense defence.
Sorry, that's been done. Thank you. All good.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
good for Finn, thank you.
Sorry, Mike.
Sorry. Obviously an immense defence performance. Can you give us any insight into what you maybe saw, the opportunities in Ireland's attack, and what you were pleased with that?
Well, I think everyone knows what Ireland attack is going to bring, which is accuracy, multi-phase, going deep phase count, multi-direction rugby too, short passing. So you've got to be on it in terms of your alignment, on it in terms of your line speed and the collisions for phase after phase. And I thought that's the best defensive performance I've seen of the team, not just this season, but probably 2 or 3 seasons. And to do that in our 22 on a few occasions was amazing, because that's where Ireland usually come away with points.
Gregor, what did you think of Finn's comments there about the team's habit of maybe mentally drifting in games during this championship?
Yeah, look, I agree with him. It happens in every sport. Like the mental side is the same as the strategy, and same as the skill side and the physical side. Teams will have moments that go against them. Every team in this championship have had it, and it could be focus. It could be how quickly you reset. So today that was really good. At times there were individual errors or good play by Ireland that gave or put us on the back foot, but I thought our reset as a team to get back into it was probably the best it's been this season.
2 wins from 5. How do you assess the campaign overall? Clearly a couple of sliding doors moments along the way.
Yeah, look, we've had chances to win all games. I think we've obviously the 3 games we lost were all within a score. That's even more disappointing for us. We felt we should have won against France. We underperformed against Italy, but we performed well today, and we performed well in the 2 victories. So look, it is what it is. Two wins is not what we set out to do, and what we believe this team are capable of achieving. But today was a really good end to the championship in terms of the performance, but we're still disappointed we didn't pick up a win.
Do you feel this team is getting closer, or is any closer to becoming genuine contenders? We've been saying this for a while now.
Well, yes.
Why?
Well, we were in contention over the last couple of weeks, which hasn't been the case before in championships. So, and would have been in obviously more contention if we'd been awarded that try against France. So, I think the evidence is there. We're still searching, like any team, to back up performances. It is difficult during the Six Nations. Every team's found that. And in particular, I think this Six Nations, with the competition and the quality of the teams we're up against, if you don't get your performance spot on, then you're going to be really challenged to win that game. And we know that that's on us in Rome, that's on us against France, even though we were in control of that game for the most of the game. But that is the reality. We have to be at our very best every time we play.
Gregor, you see kind of extremes over the last week or so. You have extremes of defensive performance, Rome and what we saw out there today. There's no consistency there, is there?
And what, in terms of our defence?
Yeah, so you were kind of vulnerable in Rome, and today the defence was unbelievable, right? So that's like that kind of yo-yo thing. How do you hope to build consistency to genuinely contend when you have these extremes of performance?
Yeah, look, Rome was disappointing, but as I said before, it is very difficult to match your performance week in, week out in the Six Nations. I don't think any team's done that this year, but we should have been better in Rome, we know that. But I was encouraged, proud of the performance today in a venue and up against an opposition which did really challenge you, and we know it was going to be a big challenge, but today the players did really well.
You're proud of the defensive effort, but what about the offensive?
Yeah, at times attack was good. We asked questions. We got penalties. We probably rushed the free kick we won early in the game. We didn't have enough possession in the second half, which is largely down to us. A couple of times making errors or giving away penalties, but also the way Ireland played. And at the end, I thought the guys were outstanding. To get that try to get back up close to halfway line with a man advantage, we really believed we were gonna win the game. So yeah, the defence was better than our attack today. That's for sure.
Gregor, what about Andy Christie's performance today? What do you think of that?
Yeah, really good. Probably don't want to single out one individual. I thought the pack were outstanding. I think there'll be over 200 tackles they would have made. 10 minutes when we were a man down as well, to put that effort into our defence. I thought our contact was very good when we ran hard on ball. We won contacts, and that's a lot to do with the ball carrier, but also the support. There were a couple of contacts we lost, and that's just reminders that we have to go forward. And Andy's had a really good Six Nations. He's came off the bench on a couple of occasions and started the last two games. And he's really a player that's came through this year, like Kyle Rowe, like Stafford McDowell, players that have taken their chances. That's for sure.
Gregor, did you? A lot of people talking, giving your defence a lot of praise. Did you take anything from what England did last week, or was their system too different to what you're doing?
Yeah, I think it was more the intention and the effort behind the way England defended that we did look at. I thought that their kick pressure was excellent. They do defend differently than we defend, but what we all understand, teams that go up against Ireland, is they're going to go through phases. So you've either got to keep your connection while you're being really physical in defence, and know that you'll have to do that and not give away penalties for offside for large periods of the game and aim to force an error. Or like England, you try and shut that down within 2 or 3 phases with more aggressive line speed. And both are good strategies. And today I thought Steve Tandy in particular can take a lot of credit, but also the players' work throughout this campaign off the field and in training on our defence came through well today.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks.
We'll do the huddle outside.